everyone, welcome one and all. It is I, Lita Barnett, the Silver Star VTuber, and today we are doing Limbus Company! Originally, unfortunately, sans Rika Reedman because she's not feeling well. Must be something in the air because I also was suffering earlier today, so whoops. We'll see how long we can go. I can at least get through the Limbus part. I don't know how confident I am in Resident Evil. But, yeah. If you don't know what's going on, there is the Walpurgis knot, which is the limited banner in Limbus Company, where they do callbacks to previous games. In this case, it'll be Lobotomy Core. And they alternate between Lobotomy Core and Library of Runa. So let's move over there, shall we? Okay. So I saw earlier, there was something about like a bongo. So I don't know what's going on there. Okay. Let's do some draws. We'll do a 10 pool, or we'll keep going to our first 3-star, and then we'll do the mission. Hi, Hector Stretcher. I think out of all the stuff in Walpurgis Knot, I think the thing that I want most is probably the ego, because that Sinclair ego is nuts. It is legitimately like overtuned, especially for an HE. But hi Hex etc. We only started pulling. Oh yeah, I might as well do a review of each of the stuff that's on this banner. So we have 2 IDs and ego. We have Hornet Mersault, or I've seen people call him Horny Mersault because haha funny. He is a Burn Bleed ID. I think in terms of burn teams, he probably will edge out Thumb Mersault. But for Tremor, I think Tremor still probably wants Thumb Mersault. I see people like poo-poo on him because he doesn't do more than Thumb Mersault, but I think it's fine. I think in terms, he does better for burn than Thumb Mersault does. You keep looking at him and you see Jotaro. I guess a little bit of hair. He does look a little skinnier than usual though. I'm too used to Mersault being built like a brick. And the one that everyone almost always agrees is really good is the Ryoshu one. Like, she has insane sinking count. And also, not so good Tremor, but you know, you can add, she has better ideas for Tremor. But like, this is an insane sinking ID. Like, the main thing that really makes her good is that Magnificent End being at the end of her turn. So every 3 turns or so, she can use Magnificent End, which is like a free, you don't even have to slot it. Firmer? Well, you see, Tremor has their own special stuff that we like to call the 7 souls of Tremor. So instead of calling like funny haha combination words, we usually just call by the special Tremor application. So for burn Tremor, it would be Scorch. But the real star of the show is this ID, or this ego's nuts. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, it's 4 extra turns, 7 coins on a +2. That's pretty good. That's only like a 21. Wrong. Like, yeah, by itself, it's like that. But what really pushes that ego into nuts territory is Don Sinclair. And specifically, where is it? Here. When in volatile ego state at 0 plus SP, gain coin power of SP plus divided by 20 plus 2. At 45, gain 3 coin power instead. This 3 coin power right here is nuts, because that is makes it so that makes those extra coins go up to a plus 5 instead. And you might be thinking, but you're using an ego. How can Sinclair get up to 45 SP, especially since it's this Sinclair? Wow. If you scroll down to where is it? Where do you find the SP? Ah, here we go. I forgot where it is, but Sinclair goes automatically up to 45 SP when he gets a kill. Which means dynamically, mid ego, that ego is gonna roll higher to a plus 5. Ooh! 2 3-stars. It's Netcha! Drunk. Alright, one announcer. Thank goodness.
장담할게요. 사람만큼 훌륭한 음악을 만들어주는 건 없어요.
Alright, I'm happy. I mean, I would like to get the other two, but like, the main important one was the Sinclair Eagle. Nothing. Ooh, here we go. Oh, Queen of Hatred announcer. I saw a lot of people saying that they upped the chances of announcers for Walpurgis not, because they were saying like they were getting all chesses, like all chesses all the time. Wow, that's a lot of pulls without a 3-star. I think I'm at like 60 pulls about the last 3-star. What is the announcers? 1.3. That's not too high. But 60 pulls about a 3-star is definitely a little unfortunate. 70 pulls. I hope I don't have to go to all the way to 200. Thank you so much for the follow, Venta VRPs. Howdy, howdy, how goes the Walpurgis not? I got the Sinclair Eagle pretty early. However, besides that, I'm 120 pulls in, and the only other things I've gotten were announcers. Oh, sige daw. Part 1 and 2 now on Steam. I didn't know that. Wait, so when you have a 3-star, does that summoning animation? God damn it! Never Queen of Hatred. I noticed that it was making a special sound. Oh yeah, it makes a different noise if you mouse over it without a 3-star. Yeah, I know about the glow, but I was wondering, is that... Alright, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Ah! Nah. Coffee. Yeah, another announcer. You got Ryosho early, she's kind of broken. I've seen a lot of people say Ryosho's really good. But I think the main brokenness is this ego. This ego is nuts. How so? By itself does not look that impressive, right? It's just 7 coins at +2. What makes it broken? What makes it broken is Philip Claire. Specifically, in this passive right here, we're at 45 SP, gain +3 coin power. That makes it +35. Well, you're not gonna get like all of them at +3, but if Philip Claire gets a kill, it instantly sets his SP at 45. So if you get a kill with the first coin, it makes all 6 coins into +5. All right. Damn it. Am I Yisang ability yet? 2 more. Nice. This means that I can use Yisang for Ryosho. Ryosho would be more broken in your opinion due to her getting constantly 2 to 3 extra attacks, not kind of base skill slots. Yeah, no, getting 3 skill 3s is also good. I think the unfortunate, like, I don't think the Mersault ID is bad, but someone needs to be on the bottom, and unfortunately that's Mersault. All right, and then Yisang.
그 동화의 끝이 고작 그런 결말이었나?
I like these animated intros.
차라리 듣지 않는 편이 나았겠어.
Alright, that's not too bad. 200 to get everything. I should be good enough for next Walpurgis.
다르게 엄마는 혼자 장부를 집행해야 해서 좀 늦게 들어와.
Alright. Let's pop these.
똑같지. 해결사 방송 좀 보다가 엄마가 사준 만화책 좀 읽고 재밌어 보이는 기술 있으면 연습도 하고.
Alex and Squirrely Lunacy for next year. They said that they're gonna make Walpurgis not every 2 months. We don't know when, but that's the plan, is to make it every 2 months. So it's gonna make it kind of hard to square away Lunacy like that. It was an unremarkable sort of day, if one could call it that, when even the agents of the upper layer have been mobilized to suppress and return Al-Ryun to his containment unit. But the control team left hauled out, and shall have been saddled with managing the abnormalities assigned to the department. PMPC. As soon as she stepped into the old lady's containment unit, the child sat reclining the chair and crossed her legs, unfiltered complaints spilling out of her mouth. All day long, she'd been tasked with doing managerial work on Al-Ryun to extract his eco gear. And she failed. That's 3 times already. 7 actually, going by the manager's yardstick, that she allowed Al-Ryun to escape under her watch today alone. Let's see how that pink mongrel breaking containment is my fault. It's that dimwit of a manager. Must have bled out every scrap of luck because he couldn't resist rubbernecking at the thing every now and then. Al-Ryun. That sorrowful child slips out of his containment when the work result is bad, and just as readily on a good. It's never content to remain confined. Much rather wander outside, suffusing the company's musty corridors with a fresh sense of the forest. Things must look quite unfair from where it stands. And of course, from where the manager stands too. A flower viewing today. Stuck here in the old hang, droning on all day. It's become pitch black, this room. Christmas seeped into the walls. Been a while since I did some work here. Dearie, would you like to hear a story? I remember this abnormality. I remember she will cause like instant panic. Whatever. Made a broken sinking tremor team. Nurse Father Yusang, Ryoshi, Runa, Gregor, Ishmael. 6 to 7 extra attacks. 6-7. Not counting base skills. The team worked so good they had hard time keeping enemies alive past turn 4 or 5 on Furiosa. Yeah, the extra attack teams are fun. Tales croon like lullabies. Poems too abstract to grasp. Those stories that make the hair of the back of the neck stand straight up. From stories known to all to the ones known to none. The old lady knows every tale ever told, every single story in existence, every nursery rhyme written for children. It goes without saying that her troves of tales also include the secret stories of other anomalies. Oh, really? Interesting. Is that why you found the anomaly for this event in the mirror dungeon and people were just curled up panicking? Yep. Basically this anomaly, how it works is abnormality is that you have to constantly send someone in, but if someone isn't listening to the old lady's stories long enough, she causes instant panic. Just a coincidence, perhaps, or is it an inevitability? For the first time, the old lady brought up a tale of an abnormality, an entity that the child knew all too well. Oh, Haroon, the lovely one. A doll who yearned to be human. Know something about that rabbit thing? A flicker of surprise crosses the child's face as she voices her question, but the answer in all likelihood won't be hers to hear. The old lady, you see, doesn't speak to you. She merely speaks, spinning her tales and making her loneliness known. Its eyes were full of soul, and it was adored by people. But every genesis of the spring is to be followed by the passing of the autumn. The old lady does no such thing as asking. She doesn't respond either. The words that comes out of her mouth are not for conversation. Which is why, for all the stories she tells, she can never manage to fill the void of her loneliness. One day, the doll was abandoned in a dark forest. Its eyes were stolen by crows lusting for glitter, while its mind, life, and heart slowly withered away, part by part. Its pretty porcelain body cracked and shattered. Where its eyes once were, only gaping holes were left. And yet the doll remained standing in the forest. The cracks and opening on its porcelain were instead filled with a growing bouquet of flowers, and fresh petals fluttered down like tears from the empty holes of its eyes. So if you don't send in people to the nursing home, she gives an existential crisis? Yeah, basically. She is a little easier to work with in the sense that she only causes a panic if you send someone in. You can rightfully ignore her, as old people are meant to be, and leave her in the nursing home forever. And then, what happened next? Did it hunt down the crow that pecked its eyes out? Did it cut off its wings? The child knew that no answer would be returned. She knew that she would still get to hear the next part of the story, whether or not she invited the old lady to continue. Still, as she did, as though she were used to such exchanges. Haroon, lacking eyes, but all-seeing, a human who yearned to be a doll. Born of soil, into soil shall return. The old lady directed her gaze at the child. A gaze as hollow as that of the Haroon from the story. A black void that seemed to meet the child's own eyes. It was almost as though she were interested in hearing what the child would make of the tale. The child's eyebrows clenched together in a scowl. The tale might have found footing had she cared to listen with interest, but this is not for her. She should really have spared herself the trouble of hearing it out, though, she thought. Lone. Your store is literally a toys, needless and empty. But surely that was not the end of the story for the doll. Perhaps the story hit a bit too close to home, or maybe it reminded the child of a certain someone she only remembered in the foggy fragments of her memories. Either way, a cloying loneliness clung to the child as she stepped out of the containment unit. And who the hell are you? Oh, I'm Vera from Information. You're the agent who transferred to the middle layer from safety team, right? Ryoshu. Right, Ryoshu. I've heard quite a bit about you. What do you want? I came down because Mr. Yusat gave an order for support. There was no one in the control team. Anyhow, I thought I smelled something burning in the lobby and... Yep, I see that you, altered your ego gift into a cigarette. Not an issue. I guess as long as it's not on fire. The employee extended a hand for a handshake, but the child slapped it away like a high five and moved towards the hallway, only to be stopped by the flustered employee blocking her path. Please, just a moment, please wait here until the control team arrives. You know, why should I do that? You missed the announcement. I take it the Dusk of Amber will begin shortly. And during the Dusk of Amber, the effectiveness of red, that is physical attacks, is doubled. Doubled? That multiplier nonsense you people like to play with, Correct, Ryoshu. Your ego weapons are both white type. I recommend either switching weapons or leave this to the other agents. You're an SFP. Pardon? You're not seeing the full picture. The child brushed past the employee and walked into the corridor with light steps. Look closely, MB. The switching ego gear is what allows double the efficiency. All I need to do is use both my weapons at once instead. Yeah, you know what? She's not wrong. Double the weapons, double the damage. Easy. What? I'll show you how the collaboration of FAS. A gigantic worm burst into the hallway. As the ordeal entity advanced slowly, yet not without momentum, the child raised a crossbow and took aim. The employee, who frantically chased after the child, watched the bolt flying from the crossbow. In the same breath, the child's revolver fired 6 rounds at the ordeal at a speed too fast for the eye to track. Was that not enough? That's why I told you to either switch weapons or wait! Look, it's not too late to go back in. Well, no more shots should do the trick then. One shot, then two, then the third. Bolts and bullets rained down on the ordeals until they burst like a squash fruit. And then a bolt loosened at point-blank range, punched straight through the largest of them. The Dusk itself. Not a dull way to wrap up the day. Oh, wait! Why are you aiming that thing at me? A child, perhaps. I managed to reshape the loneliness that latched into her into an artistry of her own. Because she no longer seemed lonely at all. As she emptied her gun into the horrified employee. Wait, did she run into insanity? Cause one of the insanities is attacking other employees, isn't it? I think if your highest is Valor, your attack stat. Corrosion wasn't a thing in Lobotomy Core. What happens is that when an employee runs out of SP, they panic, and depending on their highest stat, they have unique sanity type or panic stats. I'm guessing Ryosho's was attack allies. That was probably a clerk anyways, and as we all know, clerks don't matter. Clerk lives don't matter. Victim number 4 already. Look, we just start off with a welfare clerk being webbed up. I dispatched a clear warning to all relevant personnel that they must steer clear of the abnormalities containment unit while work is in progress, as the biohazardous material of the entity secretes could permeate through the barrier. Perhaps it could not be helped, as the authority to physically quarantine a section of the facility lies within the manager. Itchy. Captain, I'm so itchy. The subject complained of the puritess of her nape for the 27th time. I probably shouldn't scratch the itch, right, Captain? Scratching your skin to address the itchiness will not be a problem. There is no need for you to worry about the bleeding or exorcisation of your skin. You're basically dead anyways, so you might as well scratch away. Amber, of the clinical staff. That is you, correct? Oh no! This is the Amber we saw from safety. So I guess she finally died now. That's correct. The subject complained of Puritas for the 28th time since the beginning of this interview. Primary memory retention ability remains in good condition. With that, I record 10 or more casualties have shown no change to the brain activity at the 23-hour, 06 minutes, 21 second mark since the spore inhalation. Extrapolation. Occipital lobe hypertrophy observed in the late stage of spore infection. Henceforth, the pre-hatch state accelerates rapidly at an undetermined time since the initial contact. This finding boosts the value of early egg identification and extermination protocol research by 7%. Sorry. What are you saying? You're dead, girl. You're dead, girl. Nothing that requires your comprehension. But I drink the jelly soda? Sure, why not? I'm not sure what jelly soda you're talking about, but jelly soda sounds good. No. I mean, I can't seem to hear you clearly. Oh, my belly hurts. Loss of hearing identified. This is the first recorded instance of such a symptom amongst the casualties. Hold still. I will use a bioscanner on your abdomen. Is that gonna make whatever this goes away? It will not. Remove your hands from your abdomen. Larval activity observed at the 23-hour, 0701 second mark since spore inhalation. This instance has occurred 33% earlier compared to average explanation from pre-existing data standard normal distribution. Slight palpitations of the occipital lobe area have been observed concurrently. The palpitation is currently traveling at the subject's auditory organ, which leads one to conjecture as related to the victim's hearing loss. There's something skidding around in there. The interval of its multiprocess from instar 2 to instar 2 remains the same within the margin of error. Captain, there's a guy I hang out all the time. Jacob. It was with you when it happened. Is he okay? Okay, in what sense? Sorry. I can't hear you. That's better. It doesn't hurt as much. Nullification of pain receptors identified. I will now post any subsequent questions in writing. Is he okay as in he's not sick, right? I drew an X on the paper to relay to the victim that Jacob was indeed not sick. That's good. Huh? I feel funny, like I'm bloated. Captain Merceau? What's up with the eagle weapon? Immediate pre-occlusion symptoms identified. Preparing for battle. Oh. That's right. She's so close by. My queen. It's hatching. Occlusion of entity T0450-2 identified and eliminated. And the subsequent emergence of Amber Ordeal also identified. Eliminated. Reporting test results of conducting an interview near T0450's containment. When no variance in the interval between contraction and late-stage infection has been observed, it can be said that the subject perceives the queen at a relatively earlier point. Recording an observation of note. The entity spoke through the victims immediately before occlusion, suggesting it has the capability to seize the victim's nervous systems. End. Hey, Captain? You know WIH. Another containment breach. Don't fault me, Captain. No matter what I do, whether I do good or bad, it goes ape shit. It's shit luck, that's what. The difficulty of managing the abnormality is acknowledged. However, continued shirking and offloading of your suppression responsibilities to the other employees is inappropriate. I believe former captains should be held to a higher degree of accountability. Oh yeah, she used to be the safety captain, didn't she? Wow, she got demoted. Take a good look at these weapons the fool the manager gave me and say that again. This creepy face didn't change one bit, no matter how many bullets I blasted into it. I've shared the absurdity of your weapon assignment with Master Chestnut, but it appears that he has yet to find time to pay the manager a visit. The manager, the BTC, bunch of slackers, all of them. Oh, not that I mind. The more delays about, the more opportunities for arts appreciation time I get. The dusk ordeal is still in progress, so she had hallways to assist. You're BH, as always, Captain. Welfare team hallways are clear. As for the interview subject's corpse, it'll be cremated alongside victim Jacob's cadaver. Wait, I thought you said that Jacob wasn't sick. I guess being dead means he's not sick, including the interview. What is the meaning of your gaze? T0450. Is it wrath because I killed your worker bee with the very weapon extracted from your essence? Or does it look like an air of redemption or love from where you stand? I'm curious, how does it appear in your eyes? Does it appear as inscrutable as my gaze is to yours? Didn't expect to get sentimental. I have to check my corrosion rate. However, the first order of business is completing the suppression effort. End of recording. Dead people can't get sick. That is true. Hi, Sleepy Boy. Welcome. We just finished up the ID stuff. So we will probably hit the event. And then if we have time, we will do Limbus Company. Limbus Company! Or, sorry, Resident Evil. Resident Evil. I don't have enough. Damn. Okay. I'll do bee salt first. All right, get you uptimed as well. Well, I know what Shredder Sinclair says. Unfortunately, Eagles don't have a doesn't have a thing, or Egos don't have a little story thing. All right, well, Walpurgis not. Cannot deploy.
투입 준비는
준비는 항상 되어 있습니다.
의뢰 시험해 볼 기회구려.
이번엔 어떤 실험인가요?
아 뭐야?
Let's get the chicken.
슈그리 부르셔. 배 좀 채울까?
Sure, Greg's fine. Can I get a 7 number 3 bolts? Number 3 bolts. Bingo. Be right there. Oi, quit lollygagging around and get cracking, lass. We're swamped here. Behold, hither. I have espied a combination of cracks that much resemble a fixer's sigils. Oh, that's enough, right? Not enough of you, you little. Huh? I just weave all my smack. Thy patterns have become far too predictable. Well, 2 days have passed since we wrapped up Operation Spider Pyre. One moment, let me drink something. There we go. The LC department was still recovering from the aftermath of the assault, and we were assisting where we could with the restoration efforts. Though I wasn't sure what exactly we were doing here with the facility management team. I hardly expected to see you again so soon after that. Some farewell that was. Well, it can't be helped. The entire facility management team is currently on PTO. We've been loaned some LCCA personnel for the repair project, so let's make do with them. I'm surprised they haven't all been dragged back to the office already, what with everything that's happened. PTO is their right, and therefore must be honored. You can't just cancel their time off after signing and approving their requests. And why don't we just wait till they get back from their vacays? Come on, we were busting our butts just a few days ago. How about giving us some time off too? Not with multiple containment units still blasted wide open. There's no telling when the abnormalities reduced to their ovate forms will return. You understand. Should we face such a case without the containment units ready to operate, entities will be wreaking havoc on our facility yet again. We will all be dragged back to work, like it or not. I would much rather not deal with another containment breach incident so soon. Especially when it almost certainly will be laying waste to the boxes of snacks we prepared specifically for your return. How many boxes do you have? Alright. Thank you for stopping by, Real Sleepy. 3. All of them 48 by 38 by 34 centimeters in dimension. Largest standard box that we have. Marion. Heck your voice. Oi. Who do you think you are to tell us what to do? Still, there was no point in arguing with Hohenheim when he was right. No need to needlessly drag out restoring the facility and let those abnormalities loose again. Besides, Gregor was still down for the count. Alrighty, boys and girls, I got you some cool drinks, so take a quick breather. You're full of beans today, ain't you? What's that even supposed to mean? I'm not British, so what is like full of beans even supposed to mean? Does that mean like you're full of shit, or like you're like super active today? Hey, what's not to like? They got snacks I've never even laid my eyes on before. Oh, and come here, look at this. Ta-da! Look what I found, everyone. Rhodia declared as she triumphantly held up a small can. What was that? I don't think I've seen anything like that before. Seriously? You all never heard of one of these when you were little? Oh wait, do they not sell these stuff in the nests? Oh, I know this. It's a shaky and drinky thing, isn't it? Yeah, I knew you'd recognize this, Heathcliff. You're all bloody shutter townies, you know that, right? Take a grander at this. You know that can's gonna blow up in your face if you keep shaking it like... I know what I'm doing, Bodhi. Look, on count of saying, try a sip. Huh? It's turned to jelly. Heathcliff moved from center to center, confidently handing them each a can of well-shaken drinks. And the sinners all respond with a varying degree of astonishment. Some of them even giving the can a double take. This is a condensation of carbonation itself. A structure compressed into puddling-like forms. Wowzers, it's like they took the juice of a fruit and trapped it in tiny bubbles. It's slightly too sweet, but it's tasty nonetheless. Would I drink it? It sounds good. It's like drinking a fruit from a can. Now that's what I'm talking about. Say, where'd you get these? I couldn't get my hands on this stuff recently. As we researchers are all positively obsessed with new technologies, that fixation translates quite directly into an addiction to unique products like these. I'm glad to see Hohenheim back in his shock centipede coat. The pleasant flavor gives us a nice extra dose of motivation, of course. Sometimes enough to store them in expensive stasis preservation boxes, just in case we end up craving them in the future. According to our findings, the sudden paucity of this product in the mass market was caused primarily by the significant production cuts of its manufacturing plant. Despite constant demand, it seems that the maintenance costs were far too expensive to maintain at a large-scale operation. You're just giving these rarities to us? Blimey. That's actually the nicest thing someone's done for us in a while. Oi, you ain't have bad specs. They're going up in my list. No need to reevaluate the personality of my character on my accounts assistant. They're from Martin's stash anyways. Ooh. Without an owner to claim them, they were bound to end up collecting dust in a corner of some lost and found box. His spirits truly do exist, and Martin had indeed chosen to haunt his very spots. I'm certain he would have chimed in to say, "That seems like a reasonable thing to do, boss." Once again, he wasn't wrong, but this probable lack of concern for the feeling of those around him seemed to suggest that there was indeed no reason for us to reconsider his personality. Bloody hell, mate. I could have led with that. Ow. I think some of that went down the wrong pipe. Of course. Food's not here to look pretty. I agree with Hohenheim after all. What use are all these delicacies if we just let them sit and spoil? Totes, we can't, like, let these tasties go bad, right? Is it that good? It is good, but not that good, Executive Manager. She's simply a glutton with no regard for flavor. You know, I do feel pretty bad for Dante every time we get a chance to eat something good, but we're unable to being able to eat and all. I don't think it's something to feel bad about. Still, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't curious. I mean, if Dante's never eaten before, it's not like they would miss it, right? Muttering, I looked up to stare at Rodeo. Oh yeah, that really hit the spot. Someone stop me because I can't. Downing her third can of the drink. That reminds me. I had once cobbled together a gestation simulator as a hobby project. Gestation simulator? Well, as we must all be aware, energy gel is the most efficient form of substance. It's tiny, highly caloric, yet unfortunately, makes for quite a flavorless gustatory experience. So I've devised a gadget that, once a food item is placed and scanned in this flavor analyzer, will transfer its exact flavor profile directly into its wearer. It is rather simple to equip and operate too. Simply wearing it on your wrist should transfer the flavor information to the wearer. Must have misplaced it. Wait, that sounds super useful. Being able to like taste food without having to actually eat it. I gotta say, that sounds pretty revolutionary for how dismissive you are about it. It's like it's some kind of toy you bash together. The joy must come from the invention and demonstration of the technology itself. Indeed, my fellows would, following their regular Illuminators conferences, cast their erstwhile prime inventions into boxes of miscellanea. Decent guess, but you're half wrong. I had indeed intended to distribute it to my team were it not for that singular fault. What is that single fault, you ask? When worn for too long, the device would start recognizing even the mere act of breathing as eating. Every breath I took brought the rush of thick, cloying Basque cheesecake flavor into my tongue. Normally be a rather scrumptious delicacy, though it taints the very air I breathe that inspires nothing but nausea in my mouth, and thanks to that I ended up uncontrollably emptying the contents of my stomach on the floor. Ew. But perchance that should not be a problem for subjects who are not coerced to breathe by their automatic nervous system, such as yours, Manager. Ooh. Does that mean I'll finally get to partake in Rhodia's food critiquing session during our next team dinner? By the looks of it, they seem quite excited about that prospect. Very well. I'll begin my search henceforth then. Were these alarms connected to this facility as well? Indeed. Every location related to the Limbus Company is equipped with relevant devices to detect the arrival of Walpurgis Knights. Once the familiar green light and accompanying alarm began to blare, Faust, who had been wordlessly leaning against the wall with her arms crossed, slowly shuffled towards us. Aw, Faust didn't get to drink any of the cans? She seemed unusually exhausted, so I thought I might ask her if everything was okay. Yeah, I mean, you're missing out on the texture as well. Like, texture is a big part of the food, but like getting the flavor profile is not bad. Have the corridor repairs progressed enough for us to explore the scenario, Hohenheim? Of course. Contracted someone who insists its frequency is not the same, something we can reliably predict. I'd intuited that this odd phenomenon with a taste of green illuminations will be arriving soon. I made a corridor repairs one of our high priority goals. That fucking shade. The fucking shade thrown on Faust, holy shit. I see. Thank you. Maybe now's a bad time. That response was indeed most unexpected. Completely breaks the expected behavior patterns. Dante, let us enter without delay. Huh? Well, okay. It sounded as though Hohenheim muttered something at us in the last second, but his voice was soon devoured by the sinners and their raucous chatter, accompanied by the slurping noises of drinks being guzzled down. I guess, Faust does not enjoy being called Stupid Faust. BAO. Depressing. Yeah, let's see. We're in the welfare team section? Maybe it's blue all over because that's their main color? This place is pretty big too. Not as big as Central Command, but this place got pretty high ceilings. Would they have changed the actual colors or interior design of this hall? Different lights, sure, but ain't all these hallways samey looking? Starting to get a bit old for me. I think consistency is a good thing, actually. The library always throws something new at us every visit, and there were times where we got killed before we even knew what was going on. Forsooth, if our lives be forfeit all the same, wouldst thou not say that they are at least been spent on new experiences? New experiences such as witnessing a scholar with our hands. Since that bloke's blue I've sliced and diced you more than a dozen times, lass. Don't tell me you enjoyed every single one of them. Hey, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't consider your lives to be forfeit all the same. More death equals more pain for me, you know. Well, despite their relative predictability, it's advisable to underestimate the former L Corps ordeals, as they are also characterized by progressively intensifying danger levels. Danger levels? Indeed. The scenarios first began at dawn, then it was noon, followed by suppression at wild risk at level abnormality. It's obvious that the ordeal following our previous encounter would pose a greater threat of danger than the ordeal of noon. You must be referring to the incrementally progressive pressure we've had discussed prior, Miss Faust. Yes. Following that deductive mode of thinking, this ordeal must be an ordeal of dusk. Blimey, it's certainly got time for a spectacle. Say, you ain't in the habit of stalling waiting for dramatic moments to drop important information, are you? Faust does not care for such useless vain theatricalities. What? I was clearly joking, lass. You don't have to be so cross about it. I should probably sort out a few dots for Faust to go over in our next consultation session. We'd better focus on the ordeal at hand first. Faust? Mind shedding more light on it? This time will be at dusk, and the color is amber. The food chain is set to appear in this ordeal. The food chain? Is in the whole natural cycle of eat and be eaten? Why? Why's it gotta be bugs again? While still mulling over what Faust had just said, Rolia, who seemed to have noticed something squirming in the distance, burst into a disgusted, irritated rant. Ever since last time, it's been one thing after another trying to gross me out. Is this also supposed to be one of the goals of these so-called scenario setups? While still holding a can of jelly drink in her hand. There it goes again. I've completely lost my appetite. Finish chewing before you speak, or wipe that revolts grimace off your face if you insist on shoveling that jelly down regardless of the creature's sight. One last decorum at a time. Fortunately, Executive Manager, the entity's movement speed appears noticeably slow. Meticulous distance measuring coupled with a methodical stratagem should allow us to neutralize the target without issue. Right, there's no need to rush. We can just make sure to move faster than those things do, we should be fine. And then I got demoted from naive to stupid Faust. I wish I could just leave the Faust court.
곤란하네. 나는 어떤 사람과도 잘 지낼 자신이 있지만 관리자님은 예외거든. 관리자님과 희희낙낙하면서 지내는 건 내게도 버겁다고.
Bong Bong.
제압 계획의 근거는
Why are they called Bong Bong Orange?
적당히 쉬엄쉬엄해도 괜찮아. 관리자님은 끝내. 그래도 어디에 누구누구처럼 징계팀에서 다 망가뜨린 줄 알았는데 멀쩡한 장비가 남아있었나 봐.
I mean, it's just like Discord. On Discord, the mods can change your name if needed.
이런 제압은 회사에겐 효율적일지는 몰라도
Wait, seriously, why do they call it Bongbong Orange?
항상 뒤따르는 법이지.
Ordeals are quite distinct from abnormalities. They are vivid representations of intense traumas, stretched up from humanity's dreams that course through the furthest depths of this company. How could such a flavorful beverage end up being called Bongbong? Wait, so are these things like the drink? Hey, they changed the little UI at the top to be like the Limbus Company thing, or the lobotomy core thing. That's cute.
파격감.
관리자님, 아무래도 직원 한 명의 부서 배치가 잘못된 것 같아.
흐드러지 타오르시게.
이런 제압은 회사에겐 효율적일지는 몰라도 직원들의 희생이 항상 뒤따르는 법이지. 그 희생을 값싼 대가로 여기는 게 아니라면 현상체 제압에 너무 집착하지는 마. 이곳의 목적이 그런 게 아니라는 건 관리자님도 알고 있잖아.
완벽한 한 발을 위해
I think unfortunately because I didn't clear the wave last time, I might have missed the conditional to like kill all 10 waves in time. Look how clumsy Dawn Claire's animations are. Yep, they're fun.
타오르시게. 이번에야말로.
이런 제압은 회사에
Like usually for these things, if one of them lives, that means that unfortunately you might miss out on the conditional.
한상체 제압에 너무 집착하지는 마. 이곳의 목적이 그런 게 아니라는 건 관리자님도 알고 있잖아.
필주 의지만 있다.
That's a pretty cool animation. Alright, get in the machine.
잠시 아파도 참아주세요.
See? There you go. The +5 coins.
만큼 훌륭한 음악을 만들어주는 건 없어요.
가끔은 인생의 쓴맛도 필요한 법이지.
Bun Juicy Squeezer Orange. What is with these names? I know those carbonated bubbles are tasty, but be careful around them, okay? They're in process and highly acidic. Sure, a few splatters of little bong pop bubbles might not be so dangerous, but getting doused in the undiluted fluid of those massive buns and they'll melt you guys into a puddle. These ordeals things keep popping up from that murky white smoke. Just what is that smoke supposed to be, Captain? Apparently they got this special top tier carbonation formula, like an in-house recipe. I'd still eat them. I'll still drink it. Fuck it. Bug juice soda? Sounds fine.
의지만 있다면
역시 니놈 말대로 어떤 사람이라도 맞출 수 있는
Yeah, it's kind of like how K-core ampules are supposed to be diluted from the tiers.
지금 좀 기억권 일수 모든
That's such a pretty ego.
천대천
이런 제압은 회사에겐 효율적일지는 몰라도 직원들의 희생이 항상 뒤따르는 법이지. 그 희생을 값싼 대가로 여기는 게
All right,
아니라면
I should probably finish off here.
제압에 너무 집착하지는 마. 이곳의 목적이 그런 게 아니라는 건 관리자님도 알고 있잖아.
완벽한 한 방울이
가뜩이나 신경 쓸 게 많을 이곳에서 이런 사소한 실수 하나하나에 마음 쓰다 보면 정신이 남아나지 않을 거야. 클리포트 억지력이 높아진
I like that stagger is him just like curled up like that. That's really funny. Yeah, we might as well hit him with it. Never mind. We're good.
이번에도 멋지게 해냈네. 엔젤라님에게 잔뜩 칭찬을 들었겠어? 당신의 노고는 이곳을 좀 더
Wasn't so as complicated as I thought. Eyes forward. The largest hostile remains standing. Do not drop your guard until it's eliminated. Well, just keep ahead of the plot freak of a turtle, and we're sorted. Ain't as if the bastard spit venom that eats you to the bone. Besides, it was just that dangerous. It was that dangerous. Clockhead would have shoved the rest of them off the lobby for a rear, yeah? Yes. Yeah, that should be allowed to land but a single blow. That shall be crunched betwixt its jaws in dreadful haste. Young Merceau, too, was consigned to such a fate. Oh no, Merceau got eaten. I only asked him to slow down so that we could proceed more safely. Didn't think it would turn out like that. Oh, I feel so bad. I too found myself on the verge of becoming prey to it, but Merceau's unhesitating interposition spared me that outcome. I'm indeed indebted to him. That's a fire bloke running this place is a real sod too. Chesed, was it? Keep nattering while we're busy scrapping, and now it's over. He switched the radio off just to sort himself a coffee. Maybe it's his way of saying that the best welfare perk for employees is neglect. Excuse me. Let's talk in more helping, do you mind? I think we all think it's an easy fight, but that thing is absolutely durable and I have no idea how much more we have to throw at it to kill. Huh? Irritated muttering and spilling into motion, Ishmael swung her weapon through the air hard against the gigantic bug's carcass. As though that had been the blow just needed to end it, the creature split into pieces, its bulk crashing to the floor in chunks. And with that, the bulbous and gorged orange pustule on the insect's banks burst with a sticky wet pop, bringing its contents all over Ishmael. First green and now orange. You got a knack for getting sprayed, huh? Why is Ishmael always getting gooped? Is there something like the writer's like a barely disguised fetish or something? Are you okay, is she? No, just stay there. It's nothing. I've been splashing far worse out at sea. Wait a minute. It somehow smells familiar. Hi, hugs. Oh, hydrate and stretch. Thank you. That look. What was that for? For a split second, her face brightened just to scrunch up into a grimace. Oi, what's wrong? Ease up, Heath. Some of that stuff you got into her mouth. Just think how awful that must taste, I mean. Probably can't put into words. Ugh. No. Someone get over here and give it a taste. What makes you think we'd fancy a taste of that nasty goo? No, that's not it. I'm not being weird or anything. It's just shocking. Not being weird? Well, look at her face. Look at her face. What do you mean she's not being weird? Shockingly rank, is it? You're gonna croak from it. We ain't daft enough to queue up and join you, yeah? If you keep kicking it like that... damn it. Heathcliff went abruptly quiet as well. Hey, I've tasted this before. What? About an hour back. Look at her deranged ass face. Hold on, let me see if I can zoom it in. I like this horror stinger that they have going on right now. I figured out how to do the zoom function, but I guess I could like physically zoom it in. Like, look at that face while she's like laughing creepily. What's that thing? Like Soylent Green is people? Apparently, Bong Bong Orange is bugs. Sorry, Hugs. We're eating your people. I found a hot discarded yonder and thought to retrieve it. He sang, slipped gently between Heathcliff's furrowed stare and Ishmael's resolute nod. Resting with his hands were sheets of paper, and one was a garish flyer featuring a mascot raising a soda can with an exaggerated smile. And yet there was a booklet that seemed to list a follow-up how to use tips for some sort of device. ICC3FLO Bun Bun Juicy Squeezer. Orange instruction manual. Table contents: breeding and feeding, exterior carpets, vesicle harvest, liquid extraction and storage procedures. Wait, so these things exist outside of LabCorp? I guess the abnormalities exist out there. I always wondered what happened to the ordeals. I guess other companies just picked up the ordeals after LabCorp fell apart. Look at that Ishmael! Look at that Ishmael face. And Heathcliff's face as well. So that means... No, it can't be. Flyer, yeah. What's the flyer say? Go on. Shake a shake, zing a zing, new launch, dancing bun bun orange flavor, it says. We've seen the can on that flyer before. Same can that's still within our line of sight. The same can that Rodeo's holding in her right hand. Contain her bun bun so-called vegetable or pulp. No. That can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be. Rodeo! He watches Rodeo unravel, eyes quaking, and she muttered to herself. The next instant, the world went dark as though the candle that had been lighting our path was snuffed out. We found ourselves back in a familiar place. Ah, you're back. Just in time, Manager. I found a gustation simulator for you. Powered back to full, along with some minor modifications given your anatomical limitations that keep manifestation of the listed physical abilities. But before we proceed, Here to explain the cause of the collective display of nausea. No, can't be right, can't be right, can't be true, no, can't be true, it's not possible. That one seems to have completely lost her senses. Was the ordeal more challenging than expected? The ordeal itself was fine. It's just that there was another ordeal we had to. When time permits, I will need to research and develop an interpretive device for that clockwork TikTok. This mode of communication is certainly less than inefficient. In any case, I took the liberty of installing the dancing bun beverage flavor you requested. In this simulator, try activating the function and see whether you are able to taste it. No thanks. You're shaking your head. A sign of refusal. Yes, I'm good. Sorry guys. Maybe this will be the only time. The absence of mouse feels truly like a blessing. Ah, but don't you want to taste the funny bun juice?
경미한 손실을 제외하면 완벽에 가까운 제압이었습니다. 이제 말씀하셨던 야근을 속히
어이, 알후가 탈출했다. 팀장이 나서
Hey, I got our missions clear. Nice.
다음에는 류슈 팀원에게도 육체적
Alright. I think we still have enough time for some Resident Evil. Would I drink the bun juice? Sure.
다른 형님
Why
누님들이랑
not?
다르게 엄마는 혼자 장보를
Why is it called bun juice though? Okay. Quick BRB as I switch over to Resident Evil. And then when I get back, time for Resident Evil. So, burp.